What is low self-esteem? So I guess some other terms for low self-esteem would be low self-worth or feeling worthless. Low self-esteem is essentially when we feel bad about ourselves, like we feel we're not good enough, when we feel we're not okay, when we don't measure up to some imaginary bar that we should meet in our own mind. And we often compare ourselves to others and see others as better than. Low self-worth is a horrible feeling. In it, you feel really small and you feel really impotent, powerless, helpless. It feels like death. It can feel like death, dying. When we feel low self-worth, the inner critic voice in our head engages really strongly, or the superego or the critical parent part of us engages and tells a narrative of judgment about ourselves, like we're not good enough for this reason, and this reason, and continues a perpetual loop of why we don't measure up, and that creates more of the low self-worth wounding and feeling in our body, and then that wounding creates more of the mental justification and agitation, and then it's just like a death spiral that you get stuck in. It's really horrible. It's really horrible to be in it. That same inner critic voice that runs you down when you're feeling low self-worth can also flip, and it can also create a superiority complex or a sense of being superior to others, which is just as devastating because it's just as false and not real. Being better than as compared to being less than. Something that happened to me recently where this was triggered was working with some friends on digging out a trench around a water pipe, and I used a matic, like a big hammer, to dig out more of the trench and hit the water pipe, and it burst, and I felt, I'm laughing about it now because I'm thinking back to that moment, but in that moment I felt horrible. I felt devastated. Like, how could I possibly do this? How could I be so stupid? What is wrong with me? I knew this was I knew the water pipe was close to where I was digging, and I was trying to be really careful, and yet I still hit it. And then it created this, delay, and we had to fix the water pipe, and I just felt horrible the whole time watching, because I have no skill at that, so I had to watch a friend do it, fix it up, and yeah, I felt like I was trying to help, and I just made everything worse. And that low self-worth feeling and that loop of judgment internally lasted for a few days. It didn't go away quickly or suddenly. And when we're in that place, when we get triggered in that way, it can take us down for a long time. So it can be useful to try and recognize that inner voice and try and defend against it, to distance yourself from it, tell it that it's not needed here, tell it to fuck off, tell it to go away. That can be useful. But really, I just wanted to talk about my experience with low self-worth, that I know what it's like, that I've been living with that feeling, low self-worth, for all my life. That's always been around, just to one degree or another. And I know it's hard. And yeah, not easy to deal with, not an easy one to deal with. Anyway, maybe you can relate to some of that. I hope that's helpful for you.